about one thing today, and it is nothing else other than Soweto Blues. You want to hear that again? I love it just like you do. Soweto Blues. Oh, yes, our children on the continent of Africa have been listening, dancing, and living their lives surrounding this Soweto blues. And just like in the voice of the great Fela Anikulapo Kuti, do not forget that music is the weapon of the future, and the future is now. Just like Baba Fela Anikulapo say, yes, and on a day like this, we welcome every one of you to another awesome, awesome, awesome edition of the one and only show that takes you around the continent of Africa, which makes you see the world as it should be. Sometimes when you never comot your papa village, you go dey think sama say na your own big pass. The message continues today, and we are considering the legacies, the lives, and of course, as always, the scandals of Mariam Makeba. She lived an awesome life, and I would say she's one of the icons of African music that you can reckon with, and you would be able to understand the feel, the lyrics, the life of a typical African musician. Mariam Makeba was exposed at the time due to some scandals, but then, okay, some of the scandals that you might be interested in knowing was she was a woman at that time that was rumored to still kill the boyfriend after getting married. The music shot today from Mariam Makeba. She said some things that they are worth listening to, dancing to, and of course, thinking about. She challenged the world, challenged you and I, and especially the fathers on the continent of Africa. Questions to be answered, queries to be picked, and things to be fixed. I can't enjoy that enough, and I know you are also in the spirit and fuel and vibes with ajokeade right now. It's okay, ajokeade, as always, and we are asking the question.
Was written for me by Masekela.
Oh, that's one of the voice that you would love on the continent of Africa. Mariam Makeba worked with several icons in the world, and she lived a legacy.
From the master, it said no more Tosa, so do no more Zulu.
Yes, and this voice, this shot coming from Mariam Makeba was during the time when the world was asking, what is the lot and where is the lot of Africans? So everybody see African as either the, the way they shared us, divided us. I am a Zulu. I have my identity. But the white man said, no more Zulu, no more identity for the Africans. And this is the shot today.
From the master, it said no more Tosa, so do no more Zulu.
No more Kosa, no more Sonto, no more Zulu. What would we have on the continent of Africa? The identities put on us by these same slave masters.
The evening news brought out all the publicity.
That's the question that everybody was asking. Everybody asked and queried right there and then. And Mariam Makeba also lent her voice to the world. The fathers were crying and shouting in their own little way. But the question still remains, where were the fathers? The fathers were out there dancing to the Soweto blues like you and I today. But the question is, would we continue like this? No, no, no. The melody continues in our hearts. We dance to the beat, we listen to it. The lyrics stares us in the face, and we are asking ourselves.
In the chorus,
So, this is the shout, the voice coming from the streets of South Africa. You might not understand, but feel the sound today.
in
Where are the fathers when the children were facing the bullets? That's the question today.
the chorus says, "Where were you men when the children were facing guns and
Where were you men when the children were facing guns? That is the Soweto blues for you today. Mariam Makeba spoke, speaking, and do not forget, she is the Mama Africa as she was called in Johannesburg. She's a lady that lived her what? She was sent on exile. She came back and she continued the journey. Interestingly, you know, the relationship that was with Masekela was never portrayed as a scandal. That's one of the things you would be fascinated about our own Mariam Makeba. Because after they splitted, it was still reported that they continued philandering. That was what was reported. You know, like we bring it to you every time. You should live to your own expectation. And don't forget, till today, the Soweto blues continues on the continent of Africa. If we would continue dancing to it, the ball lies in our courts. The question we would keep asking, and as we are wrapping up the show today, is this.
in the chorus
The question is,
says, "Where were you men when the children were facing guns and
where were you men when the children are facing guns? On the continent of Africa, the children still face guns to today. Where are the men? Where are the fathers? Are they not dancing to the Soweto blues? The melody, the reading of the Soweto blues continues on Dudu Spree, www.duduspreeofficial.com. Please join us as we rebrand this African entertainment. We reshape our mentality. It's okay they've written, but we can always rewrite the lyrics of the Soweto blues.